Good day, judges. My name is Wunli and I'm from Faith Learning Center Asia Bangkok. And the title of my script is Sam's Final Speech. When at last blackness passed, Sam looked it up and shadows were about him. But for how many minutes or hours the world had gone dragging, on which he could not tell. He was still in the same place, and still his master lay beside him dead. The mountain had not crumbled, nor the earth has fallen into ruin. What shall I do? What shall I do? He said. Did I come all this way with him for nothing? And then he remembered his own voice speaking words at a time he didn't understand himself. I must do something before the end. I must see it through, sir, if you understand. But what can I do? Not leave Mr. Frodo dead, unburied, on top of the mountain, and go home or go on? Go on, he repeated. And for a moment, doubt and fear shook him. Go on. Is that what I've got to do? And leave him? Then at last, he began to leave, going to Mr. Frodo. He composed his body and folded his cold hand upon his breast and wrapped it with his cloak about him. And he laid his own sword at one side and the staff that Faramir had given at the other. If I'm to go on, he said, then I must take the sword by your leave. Mr. Frodo, but I'll put the sword lie beside you. I said it was laid by the old king in the barrel. Mr. Frodo, you got your beautiful crystal coat from old Mr. Bilbo, and you got your star glass. Mr. Frodo, you did let me in, and I'll be needing it, for I'll be always in the north. It is too good for me, and the lady who gave it to you. Maybe she understands. Do you understand, Mr. Frodo? I've got to go on. But he could not go yet. Not yet. He knelt and held Mr. Frodo's hand, and could not release it. Time went by, and he still knelt and held his master's hand. And in his heart, he began to read. Now he tried to find strength to tear himself away, to go on a lonely journey for vengeance. If once he could go, his anger could bear all the roads of the world. Pursuing, he had him at last Gollum. Then Gollum would start fading in a corner, and that was not what he had set out to do. What am I supposed to do? It would not be worth leaving his master for that. Nothing would bring him back. Nothing would. And they better both be gone together. And that too will be a lonely journey. Now he looked at the bright point of the sword and saw of the places behind. And there was a black brink and an empty fall into nothingness. There was no escape that way. Nothing to do, not even to grieve. And what am I supposed to do? He cried again. And now he seemed plainly to know the hard answer. See it through. What? Me? Go to the crack of doom and all? He quailed still, but the resolve grew. What? Me? Take the ring from him? The council gave it to him. The answer came at once. The council gave him companion, so that the Arad should not fail. Are you the last of all company? The Arad must not fail. I wish I wasn't, he groaned. I wish old Gandalf or somebody was here. Why am I all left alone to make up my own mind? I'm sure to go wrong, and it's not for me to go and taking the ring from him and putting myself forward. But you haven't put yourself forward. You've been put forward, and for not being the right and proper person, why Mr. Frodo wasn't as you might say, nor Mr. Bilbo. They didn't choose themselves. Ah, well, I must make up my own mind. But I'm sure to go wrong, and that will be sad country all over. Let me see now. If we were found here, or Mr. Frodo's found, well, the same on them, the enemy will take it, and it will be the end of us all, of Lorien, Rivendell, and Shire, and all. There's no time to lose. It's gonna be the end anyway. No chance, and the water war began and things are more likely getting in the enemy's ways already. No chance to go back with it. No, it's sin. Here today come and kill me over Master's body. And take it, it is. Now he stood very gently, and he undid the clasp at the neck. And he slipped his hand into Mr. Frodo's tunic, and the other hand raising his head. He kissed the cold forehead, and the head lay quietly back in rest. No change has come by the still face, and by the heart that all the tokens of the world. Sam must confess that Frodo died aside from the quest. Goodbye, my master, my dear. Forgive your Sam, for he will come back to this spot when the job is done, if he manages it. And then he will not leave you again, and rest till I quite come, and may no creature found annihilate you.